you got some good stuff going here.
Thank you.
Because a lot of younger guys don't like to get momentum going and onto their front side. You do a really good job with that. You see, you start. Let's see here. Well, we'll first go over. You got your stance, your setup. There's 5 parts of the swing we talk about here. Let me just move to the next one.
This is pretty good right there.
Yeah. You got your stance or your setup. Okay. You got your load, which is the first move you make to start your swing. Negative move usually starts with the hands, so your load's gonna be coming up here. Here's your load, which takes you to your launch position. That's when the foot's down, your hands are back as far as they can go. Okay? And that's pretty darn good. Your load, where you're at lower half-wise there, is right on, buddy. Your head's right over your belt buckle. Okay, your
Bat
knees
maybe
are
up a little bit.
That's the one thing, is where your bat's launching
Been
from.
an issue.
Yeah, that's minor, man.
Everything's squared up
I mean,
to the
that's
plate.
really minor.
Everything's squared up to the plate. That's fantastic right there.
I like his hand path through the ball, but I want to see what the video.
Now you get to contact.
That's really good, dude.
That's
really
probably the
good.
best lower half we've seen so far.
Oh, thank you.
That is really good.
So when we get to contact here, right, your head's over your back knee, back heel to the sky, front side closer at a 45, front side's firm. I mean, as far as contact point there with positions great. Boom. And we're through the ball
Look at
pretty
that.
damn
That's
well.
nice, bro.
That's great.
That's really good.
Now this is you're very advanced swing for your age, okay? So we can kind of work on the polishing side, okay? Here, I went from behind too, just to show you where you're launching from. And part of this, buddy, is I'd like to see you slow down your separation here, because you start with it on the shoulder, which is fine, but you're not getting your bat to a good launch position. And I'll show you where you're getting it to. Here's launch. This is where you're launching from, okay? We want knob to the catcher's feet, okay? Barrel over the head. So we want it this way rather than this way, okay? And as you face and pitchers, that's basically every big leaguer is the same in the launch position. I told guys that I worked with, if you can show me a guy that's not in that launch position, I'll give him $100, and nobody claimed it, so I'm still waiting. But it's not the catcher's feet, barrel over the head right here. So from here, I'm just boom. Okay? If I'm here, it's a lot harder to stay inside the ball, longer path. You'll create a lot of top spin or side spin. Okay? We want boom right there rather than that. Okay? So keeping that barrel up over your head, and for you, I think part of it is this movement here. Okay? So you start here, and I love your first moves here, okay? You start here, but to make sure you get to this spot every time, okay, you're gonna have to slow that down. Boom, okay? Boom.
There should be a little pause in there too, right? 'Cause it looks like he's hurrying. Is that because of that front step?
Well, two things. We're gonna get to the reason why you're rushing a little bit. Sometimes you're starting probably a little bit more 70-30. So one of two things are gonna happen. You either stay back here and get stuck, which you don't do, or you gotta
And which he's
rush
doing.
off it. If you start 50-50, okay, and it's just 60-40 back to 50-50. Boom. So when you load, you're gonna automatically from 50-50, 60-40 back to 50-50. Okay?
Sorry, Coach. Do you know what he's talking about with 50-50? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry. That's
yeah,
all right.
good point.
And that's what he's doing.
Wait,
He's
what?
jumping. Because
Yeah.
I seen it a couple times. And he's out here.
So, and your barrel never gets to where it should, okay? So, when you're here, boom, that's what happens. 50-50, your weight equal, okay? And a lot of guys don't know that feeling of that weight equal because they're so used to being here or here, okay? So weight equal, then your hands are just gonna go back. Your foot's gonna go forward, which you do really well. If your weight's equal, it's gonna happen.
And you'll have a slight pause back here instead of as soon as you touch back, you're forward. to see if you can slow that down when
Slow
you have
it
separate
down.
time.
You'll recognize right here, and you're not gonna get that rush out. Right? You want that momentum, but you don't want to rush off that backside. So it's a controlled fall. Okay? You want to control that fall, and you also want to give yourself time to get this here. Okay? So you're gonna slow down that load and make sure your weight starting 50-50.
And that load will be different timing wise, depending on the pitcher, right?
Exactly. When you start it, but
It won't be started every time the same.
so you can see
Does
even
it do
from
that?
that's just picking up
Pulls
Wi-Fi.
up Wi-Fi. Yeah.
But you can even see here how you're kind of stacked on your backside a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. And so you see this
So you have
action.
no choice
boom,
but to go.
you rush onto your
So
front
that's why
side.
my balls are going down to the left side.
Well, if you rush off, okay, a lot of things can happen. But if you rush off, that's gonna happen. Rather than keeping it right in line, okay? If you're 50-50 and you're just loading, boom, your line's gonna be this way, rather than it could be that way. Okay? So basically, you'd start more here, okay? And control that rather than here and rush to that,
Okay.
okay? And we'll work that barrel over the head. Let me see from the side here. So your weight is more 50-50 right here. And it would just be from about here, your foot would be down where you start, to there, and get that barrel up. Boom. And really control that. You can see it, how you kind of lose your bend to a degree on that backside there. You'll land, when you land, you'll have equal bend on both those knees. Okay? See how that's straight because you're boom off it? Alright, but you make up for it and you get in your great position right here.
Alright.
Okay? So go ahead and set up
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's really good.
So he's just jumping on his front side.
Just jumping on that front side. So when you land, so you never want to be here. Your knees are inside your feet. That's great. When you load, you'll just press into that knee. Good. And you're probably too wide there.
Yeah.
There. That's I mean,
You could even shorten up
a little bit. I like
setup.
right about there. Right about there. Yep.
Now we give you.
Alright. Good. Good.
The only other thing, Neil, that I see is how we're off center here a little bit. Is that going to create this front
It would.
here?
It would. Is there a reason you didn't start and open? Does it? And if we go
Because as I've seen, and not to interrupt you, as I'm throwing to him, there's times where you're toe to toe, and then there was a couple times where you're not toe to toe, and I think that's part of the also reason why your front side flies open as well.
it's harder to repeat.
It
Yeah.
is harder to repeat, right? It's harder to repeat, and it's too wide. We gotta shorten up a little bit.
He's always been wide. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but that's too wide.
No, I'm
You can
saying
be wide, but
it's something we've worked on.
Yeah, you want to
And
start
that-
athletic and stay athletic. So if you're here,
I mean, you just
you
can't-
might be athletic here, but when you get here, you're no longer athletic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and
so
then
if
you
you
lose
start
your
athletic, stay
leverage
athletic.
too. You have no power.
Work up.
You
Yeah.
lose everything.
So I like right about there. Right? So you can come in attack.
See, now you just went
It's probably
farther.
gonna feel a little funny to you at first.
Yeah.
But as you get,
I would not get outside your mat for sure. Okay, that's kind of rule of thumb.
Yeah. I mean,
As far
that's 2.5 feet, 30 inches.
Yeah. So rule of thumb kind of is if you're checking width, you don't want to be outside your bat. Okay. So right there, fine. If you get a longer stride, I'd say come in some more. But you have a short stride, so I definitely want to get any wider than that right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Just think about muscle memory,
Yeah.
muscle memory.
And you can put down bat and stride from there. Okay? Now, so sit back and shift.
His first thing is to get that left foot out.
That muscle memory, yeah.
Yeah, memory is what it is. So.
But go ahead, set up. What should you do? So when you go, you need to get your bat here. Okay? Here, you're gonna keep that barrel over the head. We don't want your barrel to go back here. So if you're gonna load along, go ahead, bring your bat up.
Load up.
Right there. We don't want it past your helmet. Past the middle of your helmet. Okay? So right about there. That's where you're gonna launch from. So you'll take it right from there. Boom. Okay?